Hey guys, today I thought I would do a yoga stretch follow along, so you can follow along with me if you'd like to, and it's going to be a nice gentle kind of like yoga-y flowy thing. My yoga flow was a bit more kind of like sporty just because I'm not a yoga instructor. I just kind of like ad-lib and do a little bit of what I want, but it's kind of like stretch yoga maybe. I don't know, my own variety of yoga, but I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and let's get on with it. First of all, we're going to start with feet shoulder width apart, and then we're going to lean over to the side. Bring your arm to the wall and then chest flat down to the legs. Bring the body through the legs and then to the other leg and to the wall again, and then finally reaching over. You can hold each stretch a bit longer if you want to. I'm just kind of whizzing through them. Then we're going to go into a pike fold. So we're going to bring the chest down the legs and we're going to grab the ankles. We're going to then walk out into a plank position and then walk up back into that pike fold with a straight back. Bring the chest then down to the legs and rounding the body, reaching the arms up to the ceiling and then coming back down into a plank position. Bring the hands into the feet, the chest into the legs, and we're just going to then link our arms and let gravity kind of pull us down to the ground. Then we're straightening up the back, curving the spine and reaching up to the ceiling again. And we're going to do the same, going into a plank position. Bring the hands into the feet, curving of the spine into the legs, and then curving of the spine up to the ceiling. We're going to start at the back of the mat and then we're going to press into a downward dog position, and we're just going to take the weight from one side to the other side. So nice gentle rocks from one side to the other side. And we're going to lift up one leg, get a bit of a stretch, trying to stretch out into a kind of split position. And then we're going to come into a deep lunge position, so elbows are dropping down to the ground and we're lowering that back hip flexor down to the ground. Then we're going to go into a sideways lunge and we're going to go into a sun warrior pose. So the hand is on the outer side of the foot, reaching up to the ceiling, and then if you want to advance you can go into a straight leg. I'm not holding the exercises for long because I'm just kind of going through the motion of each exercise. Then we're going to go into the downward dog and lift the other leg, and then just kind of playing around, lifting one leg, swapping sides. Then we're going to come into that first lunge position, lowering the back leg all the way down to the ground, elbows down to the ground, really trying to feel that stretch before we get into the sun warrior pose. So you can either go into the straight leg or the bent leg and then reaching the arm up to the ceiling. Going to come out of that position, back into a pike fold, bring the chest into the legs, straightening the back, curving of the spine again, chest into the legs, and walking back into a plank position. And we're just going to sit back on the heels into a child's pose. Next we're going to come into a straddle position, arms out to the side, reaching out to the side, looking up at the ceiling. The other arm is just kind of going across the chest. Then we're going to reach both arms to the leg, flexing the foot, trying to keep both legs down to the ground. Coming through the middle, keeping the body low down to the ground to the other foot. And finally reaching over. So looking up at the ceiling if you can. Reaching the arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to come all of the way into the middle. You can grab the ankles if you want, you can flex the feet if you want, you might feel a bit more of a stretch. Reaching the arms up and then lowering all the way down to the middle. This time the arms are coming forwards in front of you. Then we're going to come out of that position and we're just going to go into a deeper straddle or middle split position if you're able to. And I'm lifting the ankles off the ground, I get a bit more of a stretch and work a little bit more on strength. Then I'm going to come into a pigeon position, lowering my chest down towards my front leg. My front leg is out in front of the chest at a right angle. My back hip flexor is pressed down to the ground, and I find this stretch really relaxing and it really works deep into the glutes and the hip flexor. So we're just changing sides and lowering the chest down to the other leg. Then I'm going straight into a reverse lunge from there, so straightening my front leg, flexing my front foot, back into a forwards lunge, This time I'm lifting my leg off the ground and then I'm going into a reverse high lunge. As I said, I'm pretty quickly going through each exercise. I'm trying to keep it quite active, and then I'm sliding down to splits. Obviously, if you're not able to slide down to splits, you can just go back into a lunge position. And then I'm changing to the other leg. So firstly, I am going into that lunge position, pushing the back hip down to the ground, into a reverse lunge, straightening the front leg, flexing the front foot. Then into a reverse high lunge, both legs straight, chest down towards the front leg. And then sliding down to a split position. As I said, if you can't do the split, then just go back into a lunge and hold for a couple of seconds. Then we're coming into a butterfly position. So bring both feet together, the chest down towards the ground, knees are dropping out to the side, and as you can see, I'm pretty flexible in that position. Then I am going into side lunges, so dropping to one side, trying to lower the glute down to the ground. I am lifting the heel off the ground because I can, and coming into a middle lunge position, pushing the knees out with the elbow. Then standing up, bring the feet a little bit closer, going back into that deep middle squat, and I'm just coming up and going into it again. Trying to get a little bit deeper into this stretch, pushing the knees out with the elbows. And coming out of that position, I'm going to go into cat-cows, so lowering the lumbar spine down to the ground, lifting the thoracic spine up to the ceiling, and then I'm going into a cobra position. So from the ground, hands over the side of the chest, pressing up, driving the shoulders back, and feeling that stretch in the back. Then I'm coming into a child's pose to relax or massage out the back, sitting on my heels, pressing my shoulders down to the ground, into a pike fold, pressing the chest into the legs, letting the arms just drop, gravity pull me down, curving of the spine, reaching all the way up to the ceiling, and bringing the arms down. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and hopefully you managed to follow along with it. If you had to adjust some of the exercises, then that's always good. Like, you can obviously make up your own kind of style of yoga. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for my next video.